Hey everybody, it's Tara Green here, and it is December the 13th, and it is a very famous lady's birthday today, and that is Taylor Swift. Now, I have never really done a video on her or looked at her chart in depth. It is her solar return today. It's an old-fashioned thing to say many happy returns, which means many happy returns of the day when the sun comes exactly back to the exact degree and minute it was when you were born. So this is set to her birthplace, which is Reading, Pennsylvania. Most people who do solar returns leave it at that. So there you can see there's her sun at 21 degrees of Sagittarius right there in her 12th house, which is interesting. Now, there is no exact birth time for Taylor Swift. There's a debate whether she has Scorpio rising or Capricorn rising. I prefer the Capricorn rising, actually, because she's such a businesswoman and because she has longevity and she's paid her dues in the School of Hard Knocks, and she has Saturn. She has you can see a Capricorn stellium here, Uranus. She's quite unusual. She's unique. Uranus in the 12th house, Uranus in Capricorn opposite Jupiter, so she's very, very lucky. Jupiter exalted in Cancer, connected to the moon, very popular with women, very close to her family, very loving, very open, very generous, very nurturing. And then she's got Capricorn rising. She has Venus in Capricorn. She has Neptune in Capricorn. She has Saturn in Capricorn. So, this is a hallmark of, everybody who was born in the late 80s, of course, has that Capricorn stellium that went on to the early 90s, right? Now, she is a Sag, of course, so she's very honest, very forthright, an animal lover. She loves cats. That's very well known. I'm not a Taylor Swift fan, by the way. I barely know any of her music, so I'm doing this kind of, I don't know anything about her, right? Now, her midheaven, her career in this case, is Scorpio. And I would say Scorpio is about money. It is about karma. She wrote that song about karma. It's about power. It's about secrets. She can be very secretive. And she puts in Easter eggs. And so there's all that research. Her fans get obsessed with that. She's an obsessive person. She has Lilith right at the top of her chart. And that's why I favor Capricorn rising, because she is so much Lilith energy in her out in the world, hated and feared and projected on all that stuff. She also has Juno, though, the feminine form of genius. She's very smart in her 10th house. Juno is not just the goddess of marriage and childbirth. She's also the goddess of money. I'm trying to finish writing my book about Juno. Feminine form of genius, like that 8-armed goddess, right? She has Pluto also conjunct Juno. So Pluto rules the soul. Pluto rules Scorpio. Mars rules Scorpio. She also has Mars in late Scorpio in the 11th house there. So she has a Scorpio stellium and a Capricorn stellium, and in general they're all supporting each other. The sun in the 12th house is interesting with the Sag. So she does keep some tricks up her sleeve. I mean, she's very honest, but she keeps some things quiet. Now, the moon is just as important as the sun or the rising sign. The moon is in Cancer, which it rules. So the moon representing her mother, her childhood, her family. Moon is in the 6th house of work, so she treats everybody she works with like family, and apparently she's given away millions of dollars to people who've worked with her. She has Ceres, the Great Mother, also in late Gemini on the North Star, so she would be seen opposite the sun, seen as a nurturing figure. Okay, Jupiter in Cancer, very fertile, very creative, all in the 6th house of work, so she works through her emotions big time. She has Chiron, the wounded healer, at 15, Cancer, very close to the brightest star in the sky, which is Sirius, worshipped by the ancient Egyptians. It's technically at 14, Cancer. That's where the U.S. sun is. So she represents a kind of healing mother figure and a big projection, I would say, as well, for the universe. Now, she has Venus at 1 degree of Aquarius, and her whole Eras tour since March 2023 and meeting her beloved Travis Kelce is also part of Pluto conjunct Venus. So not all Pluto transits are bad. Pluto conjunct Venus is about big wealth. She made billions of dollars on this tour. She took back her own destiny. That's very soulful. That's very Plutonic, actually, I would say. She has Vesta, the root word of investment. She's very canny with money. She's done a lot of real estate investments. And she's got her North Node at 17, Aquarius. So she's meant to be a game changer, a rule breaker, do her own thing, kind of change society, bring it to a higher consciousness level in a way. She's been royal in a past life. Her South Node is in Leo in the 7th house. So she was definitely a queen, someone who's used to assuming power. So it was not, she's a performer, a leader. That's Leo, big-hearted, very generous. So she's someone who's always had power. So it's pretty easy for her to step into it. I know she comes from a well-off family as well. Her chart is very simple. There's just all of these oppositions. There's a T-square between the North and South Node and Pluto. And so that's a very karmic signature in evolutionary astrology. If you have the nodes, which represent the soul's higher purpose, squaring a 90-degree angle to Pluto, that means she knew exactly what her destiny was when she came in, right? Okay, she's got Mars in Scorpio again in the 11th house, so that's her passion, her desire. She's obsessed, right? Now, what else have we got here? She has Athena, the battle goddess, the strategy goddess, at 28 Pisces. And Pisces is a sign of chameleon. She definitely changes her image all the time, and it's very compassionate. She gives back to the community. She made a lot of money while she toured and gave a lot of money back. Now, the important point is where the planets are on her birth date, which is exactly December 13th, 2:25 a.m. Today. This was her solar return. So you can see there's the sun right on the sun. She has Mars at the very last degree of Sagittarius, opposite the moon. So this is this strong truth, justice, traveling, very much international, honesty, working behind the scenes, though. Her Mars is in the 12th house, so I feel like she's engaged, she's planning to get married. I'm going to talk about that, and she's probably going to retire for a bit. I think she wrote a song about, wanting everybody to leave her and Travis alone. They want to raise a family, etc., etc. What else have we got here? The moon. Now, the moon is the fastest moving planet in anyone's solar return. It moves 1 degree a month. So you can see there it is in Libra, the sign of marriage, up in her 9th house. Again, traveling, international affairs, sports, justice. And the moon will move right through the 9th house for the next 12 months, right? Now, Jupiter, the planet of expansion opportunity, has been in Cancer since late June 2025. It will stay there till late June 2026. So Jupiter's been blessing her since late May 2025. She's had her Jupiter return also in the summer, probably exactly when she met Kelsey. And then Jupiter's right here, right now, retrograde, conjunct her midheaven, her transiting midheaven, which is the career. So something about home, family, coming into effect here. Her part of fortune, or her lot of fortune, is 20 degrees of Cancer, and Jupiter's right on that. So this is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. The lot of fortune is where everything comes together. It is the synthesis of the sun, the moon, and the rising sign. So Jupiter's moving through her 7th house of marriage for a next while. Jupiter is going to hit Leo in late June 2026 and continue to stay in Leo for a while, and it will hit her South Node in 2026 as well. So that's very good, very positive, very, very fertile. I believe, she just turned, how old did she turn today? She turned 36. Is she 36 today? 35, 36, I believe. So, biological clock is ticking there. I do believe she wants to really settle down and have a family. She's very close to her family, so is Travis Kelce. And then Pluto is sitting still right on her Venus. Again, expands her feminine nature, but doing things her own way. Pluto is going to keep moving through Aquarius and hitting her North Node again, probably in about 18 years or so. She's still very young. She's never going to stop working, really, or being creative. Now, Saturn, the planet of karma, limitations, obstacles, testing, is sitting right on her Athena there at 26 degrees of Pisces. And it will move, the very famous date is February 20th, 2026, when Saturn and Neptune meet at 0 Aries. So anybody with planets, sorry, the light keeps going in, anyone with planets at early cardinal degrees, like Taylor, she's got the moon at, 3 degrees of Cancer, so, and also Capricorn. So Saturn is the faster moving planet. It will square the moon, which is definitely going to get married. It's Saturn conjunct the moon and squaring Uranus. So she's going to do it her own way. It's going to be different. It's going to be unique. Neptune, the planet of soulmates, of dreams, of karma, of endings right now, dissolving her old life, Saturn and Neptune coming together, whole new type of creativity. The last time Neptune entered Aries in April 1861, a whole new spiritual creative movement came into existence. Photography became popular. Seances, there was an American spiritual movement, like in Lilydale. I was just in Lilydale. Impressionism, that kind of beautiful art form, romanticism, lots of new things, the Pony Express, the Gold Rush, the American Civil War broke out the day after Neptune entered Aries. So all of these things, new creative spiritual endeavors are coming in. So she may totally change what she's doing, especially if she becomes a mother. Any woman with the moon in Cancer, she has always known she wants to have children. Really big deal for her, so she could get pregnant right away, again with Saturn squaring the moon, Jupiter, and Uranus. She might have frozen her eggs years ago. She's not that old, if she's healthy, to get pregnant naturally at all. But she has Venus in Aquarius, so there's a tendency to think it could be using technology to get pregnant, but not necessarily. So Saturn and Neptune are going to be moving through her third house of communication for the next 14, well, Neptune is going to be there for the next 14, 15 years. So the way she communicates is much more maybe spiritual or refined or creative. Maybe she becomes a creative resource person who helps other musicians, gives to charity, just gives all this money back, becomes a real philanthropist, not that she isn't already. So I would say this is a very, very good year for her coming up. Again, Mars at the last degree of Sag can be legal issues that she's settling, moving. She could be buying new real estate. And then the planet Uranus, the other big change is, the planet Uranus is at late degrees of Taurus opposite her Mars. So it's basically in the fifth house of creativity, of children, of love affairs. So, her love affair with her sports guy, Sagittarian women love sports, makes her laugh, of course. Uranus opposite Mars means she's doing things differently. She's opening herself up in a new way. And then Uranus will enter Gemini late April. So Uranus is going to be also traveling through Gemini for the next 7 years. So further down the line there, if we're looking into the future, this is not what this reading is really all about, but, Uranus will oppose her sun, and that would bring some pretty major changes also to her work. But basically, Jupiter in the midheaven, her career is now all about her family, getting married, planning that. Her ascendant is in Libra there, late Libra at 25, 26 degrees of Libra. And I would say that, she's focusing all about the relationship. Mercury and Lilith are together on her Mars there. Mercury has just entered Sagittarius, so Mercury, she's going to be communicating or writing, publishing. She could start her own publishing company, music publishing, any other kind of publishing. So, this is a long close to a big era for her. I would say that, Saturn and Neptune have already brought a lot of change into her life. Again, that sense of being near water, Neptune squaring the moon, very fertile, very dreamy, very psychic. She's going to really, her career could really change a lot and bring in a whole other dimension to it. So I would say she's got a very big year ahead for sure. So if you'd like your solar return done, I can do this for you too and predict what the next year is going to be like. If you want to get in touch with me, I'm at tarottarot.com. Sending you blessings.